1 Corinthians chapters 15 and 49. As we are born the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Sha'ari back at you with another lesson through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yehoshai Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and the house of David is rising. Back at you, man, in the year of turn up, moving into the next year. Big things is happening in the earth, and yeah, man, year of turn up. So the more they turn up, these people, the elites, the more they turn up, the more Yahweh he's going to turn up. That's how this movie's going to play out. I just wanted to look at this. There's a lot of meat in this 1 Corinthians 15 of the whole chapter. There's a lot there, but I'm going to isolate a couple of verses and look into certain words. Usually at the beginning of the week I look into certain words, getting familiar with my words, man. And getting familiar with your words opens up a whole new can of worms. You know, when you get in, the more you understand words, the more you understand what you're reading, and the history too, yeah, present and future. The more you understand these words. So I want to get into my words with the power. Some of these words, I'm going to isolate some of them and look into them for familiarity purposes. And first of all, I'm going to start with I'll read this one again. 1 Corinthians 15 and 49. As we are born the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. Yeah, man. So we get an understanding of this word image. We're going to come back to the blue letter and get the definition first and foremost. Google says the image. Now, if you was into art, you're gonna be writing or doing some form of abstract or an image of something or somebody or a building or whatever. That's what art will do. Computing, you can do that. Computer generating an image. All kinds of things you can do it. Mathematics. You got the biblical meaning. We're gonna come back to the biblical meaning in the blue letter. And now it says here, a representation of an external form of a person or thing. If it's art you're dealing with, you're going to paint something like we were saying. So likeness of, resemblance, depiction, portrayal, or portrait. The Mona Lisa, that's a classic, that one. The portrait of Mona Lisa. Representation, statute. Just to get an idea. Meaning, same thing in meaning. Now etymology says, any excuse to get familiar with some of these words. The etymology now: piece of statuary, artificial representation, looks like a person or thing. Portrayal, as we looked at in the Google, figuratively idea, appearance. From stem of, to copy, imitate. This is just building up my anticipation of what we're going to get into in the blue letter. Mental sense was in the Latin, appears in English. Sense of public impression is attested to, isolate cases. So here it says it here in a nutshell. To form a mental picture of something. Image. Not old amiga. Imager. From image. From the form of the picture of something. Imager from Old French. Nah. Let's go in, man. I like the whole of this chapter is just so appetizing, but just looking into one word or a couple of words takes a lot of time up, man. Depends on how deep you want to go. Lord willing, we don't have to go too deep, because it's quite simple to look into. And let's start up a bit. 15:38 says, as is the earthly, such are they also that are earthy, and as in the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. As we are born the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. Yeah, the mystery of the resurrection. Yeah, this is the subheading title here of the first of Yahushua Mashiach's resurrection. The mystery of the resurrection. Mystery of the resurrection. This is what it's going into. What you don't learn in. You get a false teaching in the Christian church, which I was brought up in. Now we're breaking down all falsehood, casting down all falsehood and lies, and building up truth. Because there's a lot of power in knowing truth. Yeah, man. Let's go in, check out the word. Very simple. Just to get into some of these words, okay. And Lord willing, some of the other videos we're going to do throughout the week, going to get into some more of the what's happening, the current events. There's a lot of things happening, current events, and there's a lot of so-called natural disasters. The Most High is turning it up, but I want to get, as I like to do, like I say, just understanding certain simple words can make or open up a whole new can of worms for you. That's why I look into words, encouraged by our elders and our apostles on down. I say, brethren, that as blood cannot inherit the kingdom of God, neither the corruption inherit incorruption. Where are we going? 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 Oh, we gotta go here. This is where we gotta go. We are born. We're gonna come up. That's a curious one too. We have been born at the image of the earth. Here we are.
Strong's G 1504. Icon.
Image. So, what does the Bible say? Image. Yeah, we know through the book of Genesis we were created in the Most High's image, and we understand that the image, what is broken down in the more spiritual sense, is the laws, and the Most High, or the Elohim, gave us a set of laws which will keep us in order, so we become less like beasts. And that's the breakdown of Genesis. Those opening verses, we become less like beasts and more like God. Not like we're going to be massive. Well, we were bigger, there's no doubt. We were taller, we had more stature, and a longer length of life, and we decreased as time went on. But really, the image of God, what he talks about in those opening books in Genesis, where that we were given a set of laws and rules to live by, what keep us separate from being less beastly and more moral, more godly. Yeah, that's an interesting it's a very interesting book, the book of Genesis. It talks about images and all the creation, the Elohim, the Shemayim, the heavens and the earth. Yeah, and this book is another interesting book with a lot of information in it. Interesting information that opens you up to understand more what's going on out there. What is really going on out there? The scientists will tell you one thing, man. All you got to do is go to the scriptures and they tell you straight and plain. So image now, figure, likeness of, and we know what that means. Yeah, to be more like God, giving the rules, to be more moral, more godly, to have to live with a godliness about us, separate from heathens, from beastly people. Right. Use of moral likeness of, yeah, it's saying it here. Renewed men to God, the image, Son of God, unto which true Christians are transformed, is likeness not only to the heavenly, but also the most holy and blessed state of mind which Mashiach possesses. Yeah, that's on point, right? That's on point. The image of one whom the likeness of any one is seen, applied to man, an account of his power of command. There it is, there in a nutshell, man. likeness, a likeness. So right now we're on a low vibration. Yeah, right now we're not really on a high vibration, but that's why this gives you an idea, very much so. We're gonna be born in the image of. Let's go to this word here. Image of the earthly. Image of the earthly. Right, earthly.
Strong's G 5517. Choikas. Choikas.
Yeah, we're just picking out the necessary points, the bullet points of this. Some of these verses out of this interesting whole chapter. Made of earth, earthly, and that's us right now. We were born in the image of the earthly, but we're going as let me just let the scriptures talk. So made of the earthly. That's how we were made, of the earthly. Right now, at present, as we are born the image of the earthly, but soon, as the scripture says, we're gonna bear the image. We're gonna bear. Oh, let's look at this. We're gonna bear.
Strong's G 5409. Fareo. Fareo.
So as we are born the image of the earthly, we shall also bear. Even though we're born in the image of the earthly, we shall also bear. What does it mean to say bear? To bear constantly, wear, to wear, put on clothing, yeah, clothing, garment, armor. Right, the armor we gonna be wearing gonna be extraterrestrial armor, but we still gonna be born of the image of the earthly. We're gonna be able to do. We're gonna be able to go from Earth, travel to outer space without no We're gonna be able to put the armor on. The armor is gonna be the bodies. That's what the clothing gonna be, the garment, the heavenly celestial, as the whole chapter breaks it down. But we can't. I don't know. I don't believe I'm gonna do a hour video. It might even, if I was to go into all those all that meat, it would probably go into an hour. But we can isolate some of these words. Try and keep it as simple as possible for at this point. So we're gonna have that. Bear instantly wear of clothing, garments. We're gonna bear the image of the heavenly, which means we're gonna have heavenly bodies. Alright, as it breaks down. Let's go to that one now. This is gonna be the last one. This doesn't have to be no heavy, deep video. Very simple. Alright, heavenly.
Strong's G 2032. Epuranias. Epuranias.
And as we know what this means, we're going to bear the image of the heavenly, which is very simple but very powerful. Existing in heaven. Right, what comes to mind? One of my favorite superheroes, Martian Manhunter. He was actually an alien, according to the comic books. But they always go back to the scriptures, we know. And he was he could transform. He was actually his original shape, because he could shapeshift. His original shape was a dragon. Actually, he's actually in a form of a dragon, but he was able to shapeshift and make himself appear as anything. So while he's down here on Earth, he made himself into an image of an earthly man, and he can make himself look like an Edomite man with a suit and tie. He can make himself look like anything, because he's a shapeshifter, you know. So we're going to be able to do that. That's just giving you an example. We're going to be able to shapeshift. We're going to be able to shapeshift from earthly bodies, if we want to look in, anything we want, man. And when we go up into the heaven, we're going to shapeshift. We're going to be able to breathe. We're going to be able to live in the outer space, what scientists call outer space. Survive underwater. We're going to have the bodies, the versatile extraterrestrial bodies. And the more you think about heavenly things, man, the more you wanna endure and I believe I'm speaking for a lot of brothers, the more you want to endure earthly things, endure the tribulation and the trials, the earthly bodies, the frail bodies, we want to be more, we want to endure. And I like to do my little workout and exercise and look after my body, but I always know whatever I'm going through, we're limited now, but we always know we're going to be able to reach our potential. We're going to get new bodies. So we don't have to be overly, we don't have to be overboard. We just have to be balanced. We know the elect, the hopeful elect, we're going to get new bodies, extraterrestrial bodies. So we endure what we have to endure now. The tribulation, all the things that Satan and this kingdom throw at us, which now they're throwing the kitchen sink, because we know ultimately we're going to get heavenly bodies. We're going to rise up. Yeah, as it's saying here, existing in heaven. He that waiteth on the Lord shall renew they that waiteth upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. That's Isaiah chapter 40. And that's what we're doing now. We're waiting upon the Lord. So we're willing to do that, and we're willing to endure what we need to get, so we can rise up, mount up with wings as eagles, get those heavenly bodies. And I haven't done a video on spiritual power for it's a long time. It's been a long time. So we can get into that maybe through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Yeshua. The extraterrestrial. We'll talk about the extraterrestrial existing out there. Scriptures. There's scriptures that go into all of that. Zechariah, is it Zechariah 12 and 8 or 8 and 12? Talking about they that is at that time shall God defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble at that time shall be as David, and at that time shall the house of David be as God's, as the angel of the Lord before them. There's so many scriptures on that. Being able to, one chasing 1,000, and is it 2 or 10 chasing 10,000, something to that effect. But massive, it's going to be massively different when we get the new bodies, those spiritual power bodies, man. And I've still been having them visions and dreams about things, man. Yeah, we're gonna be able to see through any kind of things, man. We're gonna be able to see through walls. We ain't even gonna need to raise a finger. Talking about chasing 1,000. Chasing 1,000. One shall chase 1,000, and 10 shall chase 10,000. Something like that. If you just want to raise a finger, raise our arm, and just move them out of the way with the power of energy, manipulating the forces, we're going to be able to do all that too, man. Anyway, let me just stay on Earth for the time being. I'm getting a bit, going out there into space right now like a Trekkie. Let me stay on Earth for the time being. So yeah, just finish off this breakdown here, what we're doing now. The heavenly region, existing in heaven. Just talking about it makes me think about being up there, man, and doing things. Things that take place in heaven. A heavenly region. Heaven itself, abode of God and angels, which we know the Most High. It says his heaven is his house, and the earth is his footstool. So he's everywhere, existing everywhere, and also the angels too. They travel to and fro. Job talks about that. Job 1 and 2. Satan travels to and fro in the earth. So yeah, potentially that's the men of the Lord, the elect. The lower heavens of the stars, the heavens of the clouds, heavenly temple, sanctuary, heavenly origin. Yeah, but so we're gonna be able to make our homes wherever we want. And one brother was saying, and this was making me. I was thinking, man, oh boy, if you want to live underwater, like Marine Man or any of these movies they got out now, Marine Man or whatever these, Submarine Man, Man from Atlantis, because that idea, the city, the Atlantic city, what they're saying is under the water. That stemmed from the floods, man. When the Most High flooded the earth, talks about that. Yeah. So so if we want to live underwater, we're gonna have the apparatus to do that with the new bodies. The new bodies come with the built-in apparatus. If we want to live underwater, we're gonna have to live underwater and breathe underwater, or in space and breathe in space. Man, let me keep my feet on the ground for the time being, anyway. So that's it, man. The heavens of the clouds, the heavenly temple or sanctuary, the heavenly origin of nature. We don't have to go. Yeah, the point is already made, man. So we're going to be in the image of the Most High, living with the power and the spirit, yeah, with the laws of God, the morals, being able to live on earth, being born of the earthly, but also bearing the image of the heavenly, existing as gods on the earth, extraterrestrials, all powerful. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yeshua. Like I say, the whole of the chapter is good, but yeah, the fact of Yahushua resurrection, right? And it goes in the order of resurrection, the order of the resurrection, the mystery of the resurrection. This is all the parts when we get those new bodies, the elect, and we are the potential, the hopeful elect. However you want to cut it and however you want to slice it, we're looking forward to getting those new bodies. Yeah, let me read this last verse and finish off the video. 1 Corinthians 15 and 52 says, in a moment, no, 51. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in a twinkle of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised up in corruption, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, right? Like I say, we know what that is. And this mortal must put on immortality. Oh boy, my mouth is watering. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. So yeah, man, all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yeshua for giving me the spirit to do this video. Big things is happening now, but bigger things is coming. Yeah, for this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. We're looking forward to it. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yeshua. We're looking forward to getting those new extraterrestrial bodies, and it's going to be clobbering time. One of my favorite quotes I like to quote. Or we're going to be able to smash, as the Hulk say. Yeah, you know, for those of us that really want to, yeah, we're just waiting upon the Lord right now. Yeah, he that is feeble among you shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God's, as an angel of the Lord's before us. So, shalom to all the sincere Akim. All praises to Yahweh Shemeshah for giving me the spirit to do this video. It's on to the next.